Well, hello, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you guys here today. As usual, back in the Asia Pacific tour, picking up right where we left off at a Taipei, Taiwan area. We're going to head right back down to Kai-Tak. You guys voted for this aircraft here to take us back into Kai-Tak. I said we can't do the Asia Pacific tour and only do one flight into Hong Kong. So we're going to do multiple. This one is very interesting because the A340-300, I believe, flew into Kai-Tak multiple times. The 600, however, was released or was designed by Airbus only after they shut the airport down. So the 600 never actually landed in Kai-Tak, but it's going to be pretty interesting because this is a pretty long airplane to be bringing in there and be whipping around 45 degrees of bank down low to the ground. So it should be very, very interesting. I only did one practice approach, and it was pretty darn ugly. My VAP speed, I wasn't used to it being so high. I think it was almost 158 knots or something like that, and I was way wide on the approach. And I said, well, hopefully I'll have to fix that for the actual stream. But we have a little mod to our scenery as well, which adjusts the checkerboard hill, which puts it in the correct location after some discussion, which is pretty sweet. So it actually makes this approach, I don't know if it may be more challenging, more realistic, but it looks pretty freaking cool. So I can't wait to show you guys that. We're going to, like I said, Toliss 340, 600 all the way to Kai-Tak. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. 4 engines for long haul. Shout out to you guys in chat there. Fubar, what's up? Good to see you. Vodka. Christian, good to see you, man. Dougal McTavish, good to see you as well. Hope the seatbelt is secured firmly. I agree with that. Bellini, good to see you, sir. The Sim Captain, Scott, Aviator, Trav, Orlando, Mitch, good to see everybody. Mr. Martini, what is going on? So we've got a cold and dark airplane. We've got a lot of work to do. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. And I was pleasantly surprised at how the airplane loaded up the Kai-Tak database. So we're going to talk about that here once we get up into cruise. Let's go get battery 1 online, battery 2, battery 3. Let me adjust my sim sounds, make sure they are all good. Okay. We'll go ahead and turn on that. Why does it seem so quiet? External power is on a line. And where is the overhead lighting? Is there a rotary knob? Not the reading light. I mean, I know where these are, and we got the floodlight here. What, am I going crazy? I wanted to turn up the background lighting to the overhead here. Alright, I must be going crazy. Let's continue on with our overhead here. Cruise supply oxygen, come on. Ground control push button can come online. We'll go ahead and move up here. Let's get our ADIRs in the nav mode. Surely there is a way to brighten this up. This is going to drive me nuts until I find it. So I'm not looking for the reading lights. I'm looking for the actual background lighting of the overhead. It's not all on one, is it? Oh my gosh, it is? Okay, well that's unfortunate. I thought maybe it would have a second switch like the 320. I guess that's a 320 thing. Rusty C, what's up, man? Good to see you. Says, hey man, awesome to have another stream on today. Just what I need after a day's work. Rusty C, thank you for celebrating your 8th month as a commercial pilot member. Glad to have you on board, man. Hope you will enjoy this one. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, my friend. Ivar, welcome to Private Pilot. Also, new member. Excellent, man. Exclamation point. Welcome for your new perks in chat. Glad to have you on board, man. Awesome stuff. All right, here we go. Up the overhead. We did that. Nav light to position 1. There we go. Seatbelts off. No smoking. Can go into auto. Arm the emergency exit lights. We're going to keep everything else off for now. Fire test all 4. Test the APU. I forgot that. No audio for the APU. Interesting, interesting. And up the right hand side, we'll go ahead and turn on the 3rd ACP, turn on the PA knob so we can record the flight attendant announcements. Very similar overhead, but not quite the same. There's our toilet occupied light there. Cool. Benny, what's up, man? Thank you for your educational content. Benny, 13 months. Well, that is a long time, man. Almost, what is that, a year and 1 month. That's awesome, Benny. Thank you so much for your continued support. I hope you will enjoy this stream over there. It's, I loaded it up that one time here just to see how it would handle, and I was very, very impressed by Toliss and how it loaded up the approach and everything. So we're going to talk all about it. It's actually going to make your life a lot easier than when we flew it in the 74200, which, to be expected. I mean, this airplane is much more modern than the 74200 was. But anyway, we got everything loaded up there. Our cargo doors are out there. It's actually a little bit of rain outside right now. You can see that. Yeah, a little bit of rain going on outside. Very light rain. All right, so that's good. Let me pull up the active sky weather real quick here. Get the proper meeting out of here. 1021. So let's put that back over to Hecto 1021 down here. And that looks good. So IRS line in 7 minutes. Everything looks good. Let's pop this sucker out. Let's pull this out, put it into plan mode, constraint mode's on. And let's build our flight plan over to Kai Tech. I love flying into this airport. Igor, what's up? Welcome. Steve says, have a great line. Sister flew in from Texas and it's family time. Steve, gotta have that family time, man. Thanks for stopping by. You have a good one. Thank you for stopping by the stream this morning, man. Or this afternoon, I guess. Morning for some of you. All right, RCTP all the way to VHHX is where we're going to start. So we're going to go here. There, passenger number. We do need to set this. What I do like about the Asia Pacific tour here is these wide bodies were used a lot for their domestic flights just because there's so many. So we're going to fully load this one up. 440 passengers. And let's take 20,000. Let's take 19,000 pounds of cargo. That's pretty heavy. I guess, I mean, payload-wise, but our fuel is gonna help us. So we have 440 peeps on board this Cathay Heavy. 440 in the passenger section. We are CPA 357 Heavy. That's going to go here. Cost index, we're going to rock at 75. I think SimBrief had us going up to 38, but that's pretty aggressive. So we're going to set 340. That's probably the wrong format. Oh, it took it. And what is our actual OAT down, or up there, I should say, +6. So it's minus, well, it says +6. Minus 51. Oh, that was at 38. So let's take, let's just say it's +4. So we'll do 48 degrees. Not really going to affect us on this short of a flight, but we're going to load that in there. Benny says, I heard there's some approaches only the captain is allowed. Yes, Benny, that is absolutely true. There are definitely captain-only approaches. You know, they'll probably vary depending on the airline to airline, but definitely that is a real thing with captain-only approaches. I would imagine Kai-Tech was probably one of those approaches. I updated the Iraq vodka. Yes, man. Got it. I got it. All right, here we go. Departure winds were 060. Perfect. So we're going to take off 5 left. Perfect. I like that. A short taxi out. 5 left on the, I believe we're on the Charlie 1 Alpha, so that's the Charlie 1 Charlie, that's okay. And we're going to insert that out to Charlie, and then we're going to pick up the airways from there. So we're going to go Tango 3, and then to Alpha 1. Will it connect? Let's see. MKG, love it. Alpha 1 to Magog. MAGOG. Insert that. I like how snappy this 340 box is compared to that 321 when we just flew that Neo, 2 days ago. So it's just, this 340-600, I do like the snappiness of this McDo. It is really nice, really crisp. And then from there it's to Alpha PHA, ALPHA. Or is that not? Okay, so I think it's this one. Okay, so this is where it gets a little, where you have to be careful. So Alpha, CH, Golf, these are the approaches to Kitech. So to do this properly, we're going to go straight to the arrival. I'm not going to load all of these. I put alpha in there. I probably didn't need to, but I'm going to go IGS 13 here out of the box. And we're not going to do a star. We're going to do an approach via, oh, no via. There's CH, so insert. And then it is alpha CH, so we can just clear the disco. So I probably could have put CH in there. But the Toliss, I guess the default FMS, I should say, because this is the default FMS database, right? It runs off the X-Plane one. As long as it's updated, the Toliss will pull it right out of the box for you, right off the plates that we use for this Kitech approach. So the Sierra Lima, I think that's still there, but the Charlie Hotel NDB DME station doesn't quite work well, and the outer marker 13 and middle marker 13 aren't physically there in the sim anymore, but because we can pull them out of the box here in X-Plane on the Toliss McDo, makes this approach a heck of a lot easier to fly than with the traditional round gauge like we were in the 74200, or if you were to take in a 72 or something like that, which, man, we're going to have to at least do Kitech at least one more time at some point during the tour with the 727, because I've been itching to fly that 3-holer. We've had all these 3-holer discussions here recently in the Discord, making me want to fly a 727. All right, here we go. So we got that in the box. Now let's work on our secondary. So we're just going to quickly load up a return here, RCTP to RCTP. I'm still waiting for, I don't know if anyone's making a sound pack for this airplane, but just sitting here at the gate, you know, it just seems awfully quiet. It's not, that's one thing I miss about, I guess they have add-ons for that, like Pack X and stuff, where you hear boarding announcements and all that, but I guess I'm used to that BSS pack we were flying the other day, and it just seems like I'm sitting up here all by myself. Carter, what's up? Good to see you here, man. Okay, if we have to come back, we'll come right back to the 5 left with no star. We're going to insert that, and if we have to come back, there is actually some weather out here, so let's go ahead and load up the proper approach here. Should we need to come back to 5 left on the ILS, the current altimeter is 1021, so normally I kind of just go through this willy-nilly, but because we're in the Toliss with failures, and it is overcast today, we're going to load in the proper weather. I'm going to use 0 for 0 on the wind because I don't want an increase of performance. I want worst case scenario on the VAP, and the MDA for the 5 left, should we come back around in a Cat C airplane, is 289. Oh, I don't think we're going to be Category D. We might be. I don't remember what the CD, I can't remember the difference in ground speed. But I think D is pretty high. But if we came back fully loaded, we might be, I don't know. What's the Category D ground speed? You guys know? I forgot off the top of my head. Anyway, I got 289 set in there for the minimum, should we need to come back. RadNav, nothing to hard tune on this particular departure. And for our 0 fuel weight and CG, let's do that right now. We already loaded that up. SimBrief says we only need, I think, 30-something thousand pounds of gas, which just seems awfully low. I'm going to take a little extra for a go-around in case we botch it. So gate fuel, this is minimum. This has me landing with 12,000 extra. That's hardly, just seems so low for this airplane. So it says gate fuel 38. Let's take 44. Why don't we do that? Let's take 44,000. Cool. That way, if we have to do a go around or something doesn't quite work, we'll have the extra gas to do it. All right, gives us a gross weight of 525.7 with a CG balanced at 30.2%. And our block fuel on board is 44.4. Insert. So how's that? Yeah, with that extra, look, that only gives us 30 minutes extra with the extra, what, 6,000 pounds I put on there, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
Traffic, Karen to the Gulf Heavy, taxi via Sierra to Point.
Omar, what's up? Welcome.
Right.
Nope, Benny, there is still no BSS pack that I know of for this airplane, so... All right, let's do our flow that we did here before. 44 fuel is on board. Whoa, fuel page. Fuel page here. Where are you at? What am I looking for? There it is. That is on board and balanced. So with that, we're going to go ahead and turn on all 76 fuel pumps here. I feel like it's so dark. I guess it's not. It just feels dark. Alright, master APU switch. We're going to fire it up. Oh, I was a little late there. And seatbelt sign can come on. There we go. I heard somebody calling up. Oh, look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 traffics out there. I don't know if BSS is doing one for the 346. I think it's going to be pretty hard to get a sound pack for this, right? I don't know if anybody's flying them anymore. I guess you'd be. I don't know how they would how he does sound packs to begin with, but it would be interesting. I thought I saw something about FTSIM doing a sound pack for it. Alright, APU is finally spooling up. Look at that view right there, though. That's the view I like. Man, look at the wind blowing. This is the view I like, though. The staggered, I personally like the 34600. I like the staggered engine pods. I think they're a little bit further apart than they are on, say, a 7.4. Like, I love seeing, this is one of my favorite views right here. Double pods just hanging out there. It's so cool. Got a little bit of lag there for some reason as we go around. What OFP do I use? I use United 18 for the OFP. United 18. Alright, nope, seatbelt sign is on. It's not an auto. No smoking is an auto, as it should be, though. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and get the APU bleed on. We no longer need external power. We'll go ahead and pull those away. Ground control push button is still on. We no longer need the fuel page over here. Right, where is that? I keep losing. There it is. Fuel page is gone. Let's go close up some doors here. Let's close you. Start closing all those up. 3 cargo. We got 1 passenger door still open out there. Phil Norbeck, welcome back to Private Pilot, sir. Glad to have you back on board in Team Green. Very much appreciated, sir. Thank you. Alright, while we're finishing those doors being closed, let's look at here. We're going out to 5 left. We're going to taxi out. What's that? November Papa. Whiskey Charlie. No, what is this? November Charlie? We'll take it out. November Papa Whiskey Charlie. Jeez. November Papa Whiskey Charlie. November Charlie. To November 1. Wow. What a taxi out. And as far as the SID, let's look at our departure procedure here. Charlie 1 Alpha. The 1 Alpha is this one right here. Basically straight out max 210 knots. Until established. Well, we're going to be pretty much established, and we're going to make a left turn all the way out. So nothing really to deal with there. That's too complex. Let's just go ahead and set our top altitude of 34,000 feet, and let's set our perf speeds. We're going to do a flaps 3 Toga thrust 50, 50, 57. So 150. A kid named Kenny, what's up? Welcome aboard, man. 150, 150, and 157 is set. Engine out, acceleration is 1,200 feet. Hopefully we don't need that. Flex temp, we're not flexing. Flaps and THS, so we have to do this. This is flaps 3 up 1.5 set. All right.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Since we want to go that way, we're going to go like this.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, let's close that door. Get a beacon on, and we'll run a checklist, essentially. What's up, Robert S.? Welcome on board, man. Just in time. We just closed the forward boarding door. Is now closed. Beacon light is on. We're on Unicom 22.8, and let's go ahead and set our transponder on for VATSIM 2000 is set. He's pulling up, windows, doors, slides, closing on, beacons on, thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is still on for now. Altimeters are set. 4-star checklist completed. Alright, so we're pushing back here, Delta 7, onto November Papa. Type A traffic at the 357 Heavy, we're pushing off
Okay,
Delta 7.
all doors and hatches are closed.
Tail to the
Ready
north
to connect.
on November Charlie. Yeah, we're going to be tail north on November Charlie. I hope Fly Tampa would consider making their Kitech for extra. Dude, me too, man. I saw so many pictures of the Kitech in P3D. The camera view seems to be really jittery when I switch it for some reason. But yeah, the Kitech for X-Plane. You know, there is a, so I have the scenery in chat. It's exclamation point scenery, and then there is a mod by Mr. Hotspo or Holger Teutsch. Been around the channel a very, very long time. He has a mod that I've installed, basically changes some terrain and puts the checkerboard in the proper location. I wasn't sure if the checkerboard was way up on that hill, but it's not. Checkerboard Hill is down inside by the mountain, inside of the mountain. So that mod, I believe he put it in the Asia Pacific Tour channel in the Discord. So if you want to add the checkerboard hill that you're going to see in this stream, that's where it is. And of course, exclamation point scenery for the for that. Now I don't know where that guy went. If somebody was just pushing there, and now I lost him. So maybe.
Type A traffic, Philippine 611, pushing back, startup out of Alpha 6, tail to the north, Type A.
Oh, we never disconnected the jet bridge. That's not good. What is going on? Something is like really locking my frames or something. Sorry, jet bridge. Pulled the jet bridge with us. The frame rate right now, as so you know, is I'm getting 40 FPS while streaming at a payware RCTP scenery with heavy overcast. It's not terrible. I mean, but I don't know what's happening here when I'm switching views. See how it's locking up when I'm switching views? There's something happening when I'm switching views. I don't know what it is. But generally, the Toliss birds are probably the best as far as frame rates go on all the add-ons we have. Yeah, we took the bridge with us, Max. I do love the ground textures on this scenery, though. Really nice. They look very realistic. We are cleared to start. Let's go ahead and start them up. Starting engine 2. And engine 1. Dual start. Freaking sweet. I don't know what's going on when I switch camera views, guys. You can turn the cabin off. Can you do it from the ISCS? In which channel? It's the Asia Pacific
Go ahead and set the
Tour
parking
section.
brake.
Yeah, it's only when I go through the cabin. All right.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Brake set. Clear disconnect. And we're starting 3 and then 4. I never had an issue with the cabin before. General setting. I wonder, oh, you know what? I don't think I'm on the latest update. That might be why. I may have loaded the wrong one. I think I'm on release candidate 1, but I checked this Skycraft updater and it said there was no update available.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Start 4, here we go. Why are my spoilers? Oh, I have my arm. Ground spoilers are already armed. Cool. See, it's not doing it now. Sounds like number 4 is spooled up. There she is, a veil. That's armed, that's coming off. We need to go to flap config 3. Let's do it from back here. Alright, that is set. Auto brakes are max for takeoff. We'll do our taxi out checklist after we get down towards the runway. Where we at? We're November Papa Whiskey Charlie. November Charlie. Wow. Okay, so where are we going? We're going November Papa Whiskey Charlie. November
traffic,
Charlie.
611, taxiing to runway 05 left via November Papa, holding short November 1, Taipei.
Taipei traffic, Cathay 357 heavy, we're taxiing to 5 left via November Papa, Whiskey Charlie, November 1, Taipei. Alright, basically all the things. We're taxiing via all the things. Taxi light, go on to nose, and park brakes released. Let's get out of here. We have a little funkiness here from the start. And cinematic taxi by. Oops, blocking everybody here. God, I love that bird, though. So long. Alright, here's Whiskey Charlie. Let's not, let's turn that on. And we're going to swing past that. And here we go. Here's Whiskey Charlie, a right turn. Almost took out a taxi light already. That was still not wide enough. We're going to be a little bit wider on that. Gosh. Alright, that was better. That was better. Alright, it's pretty much a straight shot from here. I can handle it. Go ahead and kill that. We've got to hit 100 likes before takeoff. Let's see if we can do it. 5 more. 5 more likes before takeoff. Let's do our flight control checks. Full up. Full down. And neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. That's all done. Radar PWS can come on. Come on, get over there. Everything else looks good. Cabin's been notified. What's our outside air temp? We're gonna need engine anti-ice on this sucker? 19 scene? No. We'll go ahead and leave the APU bleed on for a PAX off takeoff. We'll kill the APU bleed and the APU after acceleration altitude. So we get maximum yogas. This is the more preferred way of doing a PAX off takeoff, is running the APU bleed. That way you still have environmental control in the cabin during the takeoff roll, especially when it's super hot out, or maybe if you are, maybe if it's really cold even. But all right, Whiskey 1, November 2, November 1 is down here at the end. Yeah, that flickering is part of the sky clouds, I think. Exclamation point scenery is the cloud and sky pack that I use. Alright, let's go ahead and line it up here. No traffic on final. Wing lights are coming on. That's coming on. Landing lights. No cinematic lineup on this one because we need to actually get on the runway here. I don't believe these would be here in real life. So we're going to kind of ignore those. Yeah, X-Enviro doesn't flicker. Definitely not X-Enviro. Make the turn here, swing it around. A little bit of thrust on those outboard engines. That was pretty good. Straighten it out here, we'll roll forward just a tad. I think it's this rain is messing me up. Alright. Let's get that on. Let's get that set. Type A traffic, Cat 357 heavy departure runway 5 left on the Charlie 1 Alpha. Type A. You guys are ready. Nose forward on the stick. Spool them up 50. I love moving 4 thrust levers here on the Bravo. Yoga. Mantoga SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Somebody departing 5 right. Wow, I would have liked to known that. V1.
V1.
Nice and easy on the rotation. Positive rate. Gear up. Nav.
Tape traffic working, I know, in 1 lane and up 5 left.
Look at that. Looks sweet. That looks sweet right there. In the rain. Killing my frames. There's our acceleration altitude. We'll lower the nose.
Copy, traffic, Philippine 611, hold short, running 05 left.
Thrust climb, auto thrust. APU's coming off. Flaps 2. There's traffic in front of us. Type A traffic, Cat 357 heavy off 5 left out of 3.2. We got the traffic in front of us in sight. Last call, Type A. Autopilot 1. Flaps 1. There he is. I'm gonna let the autopilot flight as we make this turn out here. Money. Looks like a rough sea down there today. Fly by, Mr. Martini, you got it. Watch the ear. Well, I'm bleeding from the ears now. Alright, flaps auto retracted. There's S-speed, flaps 0. After takeoff checklist. AP was spooling down. Oh, yeah, let's look at this as we go into the clouds here.
AP traffic working 911 and departing path left on Charlie 1 Charlie departure.
Sounds down just a little bit here. Alright, what's our outside air temp? It is still plus 15.
Type of traffic, Philippine 611, lining up, running way 05 left. Type A.
Man, Congo line. Mini Congo line going out there. So I'm right behind Cathay 197. And let's see. 911 is taken off. 611 behind him. And Cathay 197. What's your climb out speed going to be today? He's down there. I was seeing what his climb out speed would be. We are definitely close in on him.
Type of traffic, Philippine 611, rolling down runway 0511, Charlie 1 Charlie, departure. Type A.
All right, there's 10,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and kill the lights here. I'm going to select speed so we don't eat this guy up here. I feel like we're eating him up. There's 10,000. Let him know we're out of 10. Where'd he go? He was down off the nose. Who is that? Cathay 197? The Cathay 197, on frequency. Looks like he hath stopped monitoring. Clear all this out. Bashi, what's up, man? Thank you for the 179 donation there. Appreciate it. Hello, Captain. Any news about Carta's CFM release? There is no news yet. No news yet. Trust me. Once they are going to be released, I will probably either try to stream them, or you will definitely hear in the Discord. There will definitely be some buzz about it when they are released. But yes, those CFMs, the CFM-A in particular that I'm a little partial to, was pretty juicy when we flew it on that Delta 319 a couple days ago. But they are not officially released yet. They will be soon TM. Caution, wake turbulence. Well, wake turbulence would only be below, so I'm above him.
For flight level 360, Charlie 1 Charlie departure.
So
there's really no need to worry about wake turbulence when you're above
traffic
him.
working 911 at Born inbound Novas out of 5,000 in for flight level 340, last call Type A.
All right, so everyone seems like they're out of here. Let's do a quick systems check here. I'm monitoring that guy in front of us. Everything's in the green. Our ram air is doing ram air things. Electrical is good because we do indeed have failures on, so we've got that set. Nothing new there. Condition page. Look at the freaking cabin zones on this airplane. It's crazy. Everything's looking good. The outer tank transfer in progress. You know what? I think we're over 1,000 feet above them. I don't even see him on the TCAS anymore. So let's go ahead and just speed it up. Let's go ahead and manage the speed. It's going to take us to 320 in the climb out. And we'll go ahead and set standard. Standard set 18.5. Let's see if we can't pass this guy at 320 knots. What water texture I'm using? I believe it is in the... It's in the same mod that I use in under exclamation point sky. So, yeah, I believe that's the command I have set up. Uh-oh. Oh, that's why. I was like, why can't I get my window view? Stop it. Hope that's not a view of yours too, Dougal? No. Well, to be honest, depending on what you're flying into, it's not uncommon. Holger Deutsch, what's up, man? Welcome. I was just talking about you a few minutes ago that I am using your mod for the checkerboard. I'm using your mod for the checkerboard scenery on Kitech, and it looked really great, man. I loaded in just before the stream. I did a test flight there, and it looked really good. I don't know what, I'm having some issues holding on to my frames. Something is tanking my frames right now. What is going on here? Give me a second, guys. Do I have something running that shouldn't be running here? Let me do some troubleshooting. I never have bad frames in the Toliss. GPU is struggling right now. I think it's this overcast layer. That might be it too. Let me look at the map. We should be getting out of these clouds here pretty soon. I wonder if it's because I loaded into the wrong Toliss, so I don't know. Gotta be those clouds that's being borked. Let's take a seat on the outside here for a little bit. Maybe that'll clean it up. Let's go out here. A little too loud anyway. Yeah, my it's gotta be the clouds. It's gotta be the clouds. That or the wrong Toliss. Check the resource manager for X-Plan. I am. I'm looking at it right now. My CPU is fine. It's at 22%. Everything is good. Yeah, it's my GPU. My GPU is doing these weird spikes. It's going from 80% to 99, and it's spiking about every couple seconds or something here. That is weird. I really hope that goes away, because it will be very difficult to fly any type of approach into Kitech with this going on. We'll see. We'll go a little bit further. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as we get away from these clouds. According to Active Sky, we're going to be passing. See, the frames are going up a little bit. I don't know what's going on. We'll give it a minute. Check plugin manager. Nothing really going abnormal. Nothing abnormal in plugin manager. Yep, I've always used these cloud textures though, so I have a hard time believing that it's just the clouds, because I've been using them and I haven't had an issue, so who knows. We'll see if it settles down. V1 says, or a V1 Vubar asks, I was on a real Airbus flight. I heard a triple bell soon after takeoff, way before 10. Any ideas what it would be for? It could be, was it bumpy, Fubar? So a triple chirp, a triple chime could mean a couple different things. Maybe maybe the captain called back and he accidentally hit the EMER call. That wouldn't really happen. Maybe somebody bumped the call button between the two flight attendants stations, either from the front and the back. I've heard that before. I actually heard, that's interesting you bring that up. I think it was my last flight I was on. We were climbing out, and I heard the flight attendants dinging each other. There was 3 dings that we heard through the cockpit door there. They weren't calling us, but something had happened there. So that one's really hard to speculate. The dings can mean certain things, or maybe they were just trying to get a hold of each other. Or there could be, some urgency. Maybe there's some weather ahead. They want them to stay seated or whatnot, but that one's kind of hard to speculate on. I think your computer is in shock of how good those clouds look. It might be. It's supposed to be pretty clear in, let me check the forecast for Kitech. So Kitech, remark, forecast, grid data, nothing. Basically clear skies, essentially. Let me look at the map again. Yeah, it's clear in a million over at Kitech, so I think it might have just been the rainstorm. That could have been the thunderstorm. Maybe it was doing something funky with some type of thunderstorm action where we were. All right, we're leveling 340. How'd that traffic go? I should have been paying attention. Well, it looks like we passed them. What we'll do here is let's speed it up. Let's go Mach. Let's do our own. Let's do 844. We'll do 84 in the cruise. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. We'll do a flyby. There he is down there. Yeah, it's got to be the weather. It's got to be some type of weather phenomenon that active sky is loading, and it just happens to be a phenomenon that's bricking my PC right now. I've seen that happen before, where even though I've flown in overcast and rain, it's been fine, but using real weather, if there's like not a super intense thunderstorm, but just the right type of thunderstorm where it's trying to do multiple layers of rain intensities, it seems to hurt my PC pretty good. So that could have been what was going on. I think we're getting better, though. We'll see. Yeah, Fubar, I would imagine it was probably the flight attendants calling each other. Sometimes they play games back there, too. Who knows? What clouds are these? They are all in the exclamation point sky, I believe, is the link. Let me just take a look at it here. I think that is this correct one. Yeah, this is the preset. This preset that I'm using has everything you need. It basically has the clouds and all that stuff. That's what I'm using. I don't have any other add-ons other than this Xvision preset and Active Sky. And there was a couple lines in that preset, though I will say that I did delete because I don't have Vulkan. I don't run Vulkan. So there was a couple things that I didn't have that I had to delete out of there. I think it was like dynamic clouds or something, dynamic cloud shadows. I removed that line in the preset. Otherwise, it'll just quarantine the script for you and toss it out. But that's kind of what I got rocking there. Is this still too loud for you guys? I'm trying to turn it down. My audio seems pretty high on the OBS today. Oh, it's just got gremlins going on in the sim this afternoon. Just got gremlins in the sim this afternoon. That's all right. Hopefully it's going to smooth out and be one hell of an approach into Kitech. Oh yeah, look at this. Getting to the edge of the weather. I looked at Plugin Manager Performance tab. So 96. I've actually never looked at this page before. Wow. Never looked at this page before. There you go. Is this the total usage? I think that is. Let me look at my task manager again. Yeah, so now my GPU is still doing the spiky thing. Oh well, I think, I bet you anything, once we get out of this cloud area, we'll be good. Mr. Harvey, how's it going, sir? Have I had my peppermint mocha yet? Jeremy, I've had multiple. I actually took a picture of one, posted it in the Discord not too long ago. I said, guess what's in this cup? But yeah, the peppermint mocha season is among us. Loving the old peppermint mochas. Have you ever flown to Costa Rica, MROC? You bet, Crunchwrap. Looks like a tough one to land on. In fact, Crunchwrap, I did a stream into Costa Rica, the Cyrus Visual. What's fun about that airport is they'll clear you on, I believe, is it an ILS that they clear you on first? Yeah, I think they clear you on an ILS, and then you break off for the Cyrus Visual, and you do a low-level circle approach to land, and it's a ton of fun to fly. I flew it in the sim on stream with you guys. It was a lot of fun. But yes, I've flown down to Costa Rica quite a bit, actually. Haven't been there in quite some time, but yes, I do love that airport. A340s flew to MROC regularly. Incredible approach. You know what? I've never done the 340 approach into there. That would be a lot of fun. We'll see how we handle the Kitech one first, and then we'll get there. Good news, though. My side stick setup that I wanted to really show you guys about, talk to you guys about, should be here. I got a tracking number and date next Monday on the 13th. So, matter of fact, I think I'm working, unfortunately, but let's see here. Speaking of, I just got a text. Estimated delivery December 13th. We'll see if that holds true with all of the nonsense that's going on. But yeah, I'm scheduled to work on the 13th, but we'll see what I can do about that. We'll see. Christian, it might be. You're right. But see, now we're up to 30. Let me pull up Task Manager again. Okay, so now my GPU is holding steady at 95%. I went to 99. But it wasn't before. It was doing like a 80. It was like doing spike. Now it's stable with a little hiccup here and there. But I'm fairly certain that was because it was trying to depict multiple layers of rain, because I have confirmed that will brick my system. See, we're holding 31 FPS up here now. Let me go cockpit view, make sure. Cockpit seems to go down in frames a little bit. I'm almost positive it was the clouds and the rain. Anyway, everything is looking good. Seatbelt sign is off. How about those clouds? How about those enhanced skyscapes, not clouds? Do I like mint M&Ms? Not in particularly. I'm not anti-mint M&M, but not my favorite. Which side stick did I get? I will tell you all about it. I will give you links, and I'm actually very happy with the with the gentleman over there working on it. So, because I had initially sent an email about it a while ago, and then I kind of forgot about the whole project. I got busy with life and work, and then they reached back out to me, and then we set up a deal. So I'm looking forward to that. I will let you guys know all the details about it and how I set it up. But if you aren't familiar, I am on a mission after getting the Bravo throttle quadrant and it being so adaptive to GA aircraft or the Airbus or the Boeing. I'm on a mission now to find the most realistic side stick for the Airbus and for the throttles. Now the throttles are subjective because technically if you want like a anatomically correct throttle, then the Thrustmaster TCA is probably going to be in the ballpark, but for me personally, nothing beats the Bravo just because the sheer amount of range that you have in the axes to move the thrust levers. To me, in my opinion, that is what is more important, especially for hand flying. On the TCA Airbus, it just was too small of a window, and it was throwing me off a little bit. So I've fallen in love with the Bravo quadrant. I really like the yoke as well. I really have no qualms about the yoke. But the side stick, I've been on a mission. I went through the Thrustmaster side stick. I've done the VKB side stick. I've done SATEC side sticks. I'm currently using the TCA side stick, the one that is Airbus-esque from Thrustmaster. But it's still not what I'm chasing. So I'm hoping that this next setup for the side stick will be what I'm looking for. I have a feeling it will be, and I will tell you guys all about it, and I'll send you the picture of the setup and all that. But I think, and I've said this before on stream too, I think that a lot of people really, or simmers in particular, we really enjoy flying Boeings when you have a yoke-driven aircraft and you have a yoke at home, whatever yoke it is, whether it's a Thrustmaster, a Honeycomb, or a Cytec, you feel very connected to the airplane, right? Because you're manipulating a big yoke, and it seems like you're really flying the airplane, or it brings that connection from reality to sim a little bit closer. The Airbus, it's interesting because I think unless you have a properly simulated stick, it's less enjoyable to fly the Airbus. And I don't know why that is. I think maybe because it's something in our brains, or maybe it's just me. But for instance, when I had the SATEC, I had the X56 setup. I had the throttle and the side stick, and I was trying different springs. And while it worked and it was nice, I didn't get the enjoyment out of it as I did with the regular Thrustmaster Warthog grip. And the reason I liked the Warthog grip was because the feel was very, very similar to the real thing, even though the grip itself was that of an A10. So I lost some realism with the A10 grip, and of course it being a right-hand only stick, that it wasn't the it factor that I was looking for. Now, I know there's a couple other ones out there. I believe, I can't think of the company. Somebody just posted it in the Discord, told me about it. And I think 320 SimPilot did a review of it. It looked very nice. It's another third-party Airbus side stick. But there was some things that weren't, I don't want to say exactly right, but if you want to be a purist in the Airbus, it wasn't really what I was looking for personally. So I'm hoping what I'm going to receive is, and I will be sure to share all of the details with you guys once we get it locked and loaded. So, all right, let's make sure we're not, okay, we passed that guy. Good, we're ahead of him now. Let's dial it back so we don't burn all our gas. Let's bring it back to about 8.2. On the speed, we're 353 miles. How's our fuel looking? 17.3 on touchdown. We go to the fuel predict page. 36 minutes extra gas. That looks good. Okay, let's do a flyby, then we're going to sit outside a little bit. Beautiful. All right, so we're going over another layer of clouds. Let's see what happens. Let's turn that X-plane down. Turn it down a little bit there. Mrs. Jungles, good evening. Welcome aboard. I hope your day will get a little bit better, Miss Jungles. Welcome. Liking this Cathay livery. This will be, I wanted to fly the Blossom China Airlines, but they didn't have any that I could find on the forums. I know it was only, I think, on the 300, but maybe we still got to fly the Dynasty 74-200. I've been having a hard time not flying that 747-200. It's so fun to fly. But this is a good change of pace. Still get the 4 engines. And if you guys have the Bravo, Max, I say. But no, if you have the Bravo quadrant and you have the Airbus add-on and you know what I'm talking about, when you move all 4 thrust levers simultaneously, it just feels so good in the hand that it's any 4-engine aircraft I really, really enjoy with the Bravo. Classy Traveler, good afternoon. Welcome aboard. Clear day in North Texas. It's a clear day, but freaking cold out there, man. Dougal, you going to step away? No problem, man. Take it easy. Hope to see you back for the challenging Circle IGS-13 approach. Have I ever had a close call when flying in real life? Yes, I have. Not I mean, what do you mean, like with another airplane or just in general? I've talked about 1 or 2 on the podcast series. I'm finding a way. I finally got my wife's computer set up at the house, guys. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to be able to record the podcast from home, and then I'll be able to start pumping those out. I know I'm multiple podcasts behind, but it just, when I come to the office, I want to use the time as efficiently as I can by either doing a stream and hanging out or setting everything up for the next stream. If I record a podcast and I got to kind of edit it together, I feel like I need to save that for at home. Plus, when I do the podcast for all my members, I really do like to, I normally pour myself a glass of bourbon, I sit back, and we talk things X-Plane, and then we'll get into the cockpit confessional, which I've had a couple of new recent ones that we're going to have to discuss, but I think now that I got the PC set up at home, just my wife's computer anyway, I'm going to start recording them from her computer and uploading them from home. So they should be coming out soon, TM. We'll see. I do apologize again, guys, that I've been slacking on that members-only podcast. But I've been trying to at least get the shorts out every chance I get when I'm out there flying. I know you guys do enjoy the shorts. I appreciate the feedback and the comments. They're a lot of fun to make, really. I do. It is fun for me even to like, okay, how can I piece this together? Because I want to try to tell a story almost with each short that I create. You know, whether it's a grind of a day one or day two, or maybe it's a go home leg. And I try to get the same feeling with the music in there and a caption. So I personally enjoy making the shorts because it kind of gets the juices flowing. And I know you guys like watching them. So hopefully you guys will continue to like that content. Should have some more here next week. I am off now this week, so I'm home now until next Monday, which will be nice. We'll be doing some streams this week. Been looking really hard at that Avro, that BAE 146. I almost bought it on sale, but I'm like, I don't know. I think I've had it in my cart 4 separate times. And then I just walked away from it, but I'm getting the itch to fly that thing. Please get the FT Sim pack. The hair dryers are killing me. Christian, so the FT Sim, it does have the 340 on there. Here, I'll turn it down so you don't have to listen to it. And actually, you know what, since we're going back to Hong Kong, let me see if I can pull out my Hong Kong audio playlist that we had rocking last time, so you don't have to listen to the hair dryers. But so, like I said, Christian, does FT Sim have a 340 600 sound pack? If he does, I will have to pick it up, definitely. Let me see here. What do we got? Whoa, nope, that's not what I was looking for. Ears. Let me see. If you don't like, let's just go inside them. We'll get full Asia theme right here. You enjoy the BAE gridiron? I'll have to. What do you guys think? You tell me. It does, and it will be updated again. All right, Christian, I'm going to look into that after this stream, dude. Thanks for letting me know. I'll look into it after the stream. Do you think you'll ever do DC6 historic Asia flight, Matt? If you're talking about Microsoft Flight Sim, I'm trying, man. The thing with that sim platform is, maybe it's just me, I don't like being told when I have to update to play the game. So I get behind in the updates, and then I gotta update everything else, and I gotta make sure I have enough space. It's becoming very annoying for me, and then certain things get broken. Like, I haven't even done the last 2 updates because I guess it broke the real world weather, and then they fixed it. So I guess now I can do both updates and get it over with, but the DC6 might still be a long way off, man, unfortunately. I'll probably be in the 727 before I'm back in the DC6. Class Trailer says, I got the 146, it's nice, but can't really get away from you like the 7.2. Okay. That is what I do like about the 7.2, is it can really punish you if you get behind. 146 FPS heavy, and the texturing in the cockpit is weird. Really? See, look, here we go. I just got pinged again. It's gotta be It's got to be these clouds today. There's something going on with this weather pattern that Active Sky is painting right now. Has to be. I don't know why. I really hope it's not there when we do our approach. Take a seat up here on the jump seat. How large is your fleet at the moment? Nice mood music. Yeah, so I downloaded these. Well, I didn't. I started them in the copyright free area when we were flying over to China. Was it flying to China? It's like, yeah, we need an Asian theme folder. So these were some of the hits I pulled from that. Real world issues have been server side. Okay. And yeah, Sam says, I just wish Microsoft would fix the pitch springiness. That's another thing, Sam. Like, I know there's some, I mean, if it weren't for the fly-by-wire mod, I probably wouldn't even have that sim on my computer anymore right now. But combine it with that being the only fun airplane for me personally to fly. I know some people might get offended at that, but like, it's just my personal choice, right? Like, for me personally, the only airplanes I really enjoy flying on Microsoft are GA aircraft. I do like the GA planes, and on the fly-by-wire mod. And to have the headaches that I do with updating the sim and sometimes the performance issues that I get on my end just it's not worth it yet. But, you know, PMDG around the corner, Phoenix around the corner, that might start breathing some life into the sim for my personal taste. Vodka, that you bring up an interesting point. It might be. You bring up a very interesting point, dude. Cactus says you don't have any FPS problems. All right. Very vanilla X-Plane other than add-on planes. That's kind of the way to go. I'm hoping with X-Plane 12, I'm planning on just kind of starting fresh with add-ons, right? So I'm just gonna see how much vanilla I can run with, and then hopefully the only thing I need is ortho and some sceneries, and that's really it. Not gonna mess with any other plugins hardly. Any tips for landing at 346? I'm finding it hard to put it down without mid-gear hopping back up, even with a decent landing rate. Gridiron Game Sim. You know, I really don't have any tips for you because I'm still very much a novice at landing this aircraft successfully too. So, you know, the only thing I could say is you really want to monitor how much you're pitching back because that PLI is going to drop down, and you don't want to be actively how can I say this? You don't want to be actively pitching back or flaring when the wheels touch, if that makes sense. So like you want to establish your flare, and that's going to arrest your descent rate, and then ideally you touch down. So if you are doing a late flare, and this is true in pretty much any airplane really. I mean, if you're coming down and you're just like 2 feet above the ground and you're going to have a smooth touchdown, but you continue to pitch back, what happens is now you're pivoting your center of lift, right? So you're basically smashing the gear into the ground, which can cause a hard landing. Now, when I flew with one of my favorite captains when I was a regional FO, he was a 727 guy, and he was telling me different techniques about landing the 727, and he said there was an actual technique that they practiced in the sim and were taught at their operator that right as you were about to touch down, you actually put forward pressure on the yoke, and maybe not necessarily moving the yoke past neutral into the nose down position, but just adding some forward pressure, because what's happening is if you're looking at the profile of the airplane, see how we're kind of at the deck angle here, if you are moving forward pressure, you're actually going to pick those wheels up, softening the touchdown, whereas if you are flaring late, imagine this nose coming up and the tail coming down. You're driving those wheels into the ground, even though you're pretty much established in your flare and your descent rate isn't too high. That's the active moment of actually manipulating the control surfaces that are driving the wheels into the ground. So that could be a tip for you. And again, that's really, I wouldn't say every airplane, but when you start talking about commercial airliners and where your center of lift is and your lift point and the CG and all that, a little forward pressure might actually soften the touchdown. But again, remember, you never want to actually be moving the nose down and driving the nose into the ground first. You always want to touch down on your mains, but sometimes just releasing that back pressure could be enough. Instead of physically pushing forward on your yoke, just releasing that back pressure enough to pick those wheels up just before they touch down. So it's more like sailing her in the airport than hot rodding down the 390. Exactly. Wonder if you've seen speed tape films on YouTube, if you've ever considered being a ferry pilot. It seems like a really cool gig. Daniel, I ferried a few light GA aircraft back in the day when I was basically in my instructor days. But ferrying an airplane is a lot of fun. And I've actually talked a little bit. I had a few podcasts, or at least one podcast, where we talked about ferrying an aircraft and how much fun it can be. So I not going to be switching careers right now to go ferry airplanes around the world, but I have read a few books about just ferrying adventures, and those pilots there's some pretty crazy guys out there. That is for sure. For me, Microsoft isn't. It's not a simulator, it's a game and should only be at the console. I regret every penny. It's just a game if you want to play around and see. Hey, I'm reading a comment here. This is not me speaking. Some cool visuals, it's okay. So, Mr. Bellini, I'm inclined to agree with you a little bit there. I have my gripes with Microsoft, but it does look good, I tell you what. Nope, where's the others? Let's go to this one. Microsoft is a picture of what it's going on in the game industry today. Too many hype before launch and horrible performance. Same thing happened to Cyberpunk. As far as, and I'm not going to go too much onto this topic because it's, for some reason, it seems to be a very divisive topic amongst our community. But it's all personal preference. But I will say, I think my very first impression, I was in the team speak with some of my buddies, and when I had the closed beta version or whatever it was, before it even released, my first instinct or my first thought of the sim was that it was a console game ported to PC. Just the way the user interface interacted, it didn't feel like a true simulator. And I understand what they're trying to do, modernize things and all that, but that was my very first instinct the very first time I loaded into the sim, and it kind of is about the same, today. So that's really all I'm going to say about it. But, fly what you want to fly. Everybody seems to get a little spicy with each other when we start comparing sims. But I'm loving X-Plane right now. We've got great airplanes. We've got some more airplanes coming. Rotate maybe if it ever releases. But between the Toliss 740, the Q400, this A340, all of the Airbuses, narrow bodies that we have, and X-Plane 12 on the horizon, it's like, why would I be concerned about keeping another sim updated right now? But that's just my personal preference. Everyone has a different preference, and that is totally A-okay. And to be honest, I actually don't mind. I actually like watching other streamers stream Microsoft Flight Sim, because it looks freaking good. I actually like watching the content of other streamers flying Microsoft Flight Sim. Like Cat Canada flew into Ski Athos the other day. The scenery looks freaking awesome. I mean, it's enjoyable to watch, but on my personal level of fun, I have fun with with this type of stuff. That's all. And it's not right, wrong, or indifferent. It's just personal preference. I love flying the Airbus. Have them all, but in real life, does the bus get boring to hand fly since it trims itself, or do you still like it? No, Adam, I tell you what, man. Hand flying the Airbus never gets boring because it's so easy to hand fly, but it's so fun because you really just focus on the flying part. And that sounds weird because, trimming and pitch and power, that is part of flying, especially in a light aircraft, a non-fly-by-wire aircraft. That all is incorporated in the word flying. But in the Airbus, when you just literally have to manipulate the side stick to put it where you want, and I turn the auto thrust off, do my own thrust, it hand flies beautifully. It's definitely a little bit easier to hand fly than a traditional aircraft because of the fly-by-wire, but I don't get bored hand flying it. I love doing visual approaches. I love doing even instrument approaches, with the autopilot off and really focusing on my skills, setting my power, and really any airplane. Don't get too caught up on auto thrust and thrust because if you know power settings, you basically have you're your own auto thrust. I mean, you could set 1.05 EP or whatever on approach and come down and be fine. So, for the most part, a human pilot can do better than the auto thrust. In fact, Airbus even recommends in extremely gusty conditions that you turn off the auto thrust because you can anticipate, gust and thrust changes better than the auto thrust system can. So, turn the auto thrust off and hand flying at the side stick is a lot of fun. It never gets old. Never gets old. Rick Teller ! Sky is all the models I have. That's it. It's basically a all-in-one pack for if you have X Vision, and then I'm running Active Sky Weather. That's it. What rudder pedals do y'all recommend? I've got the SATEC ProFlight rudder pedals. Mine are extremely beat up and damaged, but I know there was a lot of guys saying they enjoy the Thrustmaster ones, the TRP. Any more plans for Freight Dog Fridays? It's about time we get another one, huh, Swarm? Swarm, you know what? That's a good point because I was just thinking I wanted to do a stream in a cargo airplane because I've flown cargo. And if you haven't flown cargo or you're unaware, this time of year we call it peak season. And it is literally the busiest you'll ever be all year. Your planes are completely full. You have all the different cargo that you got to take. Everyone's ordering stuff. And it's extremely busy and tiring for all that are involved. So I kind of wanted to do a commemorative, it's peak season Freight Dog stream. And I think maybe we can do that on Friday, man. Maybe we should do that on Friday. Now, I don't know if should we do a prop job or should we take like a 7.6 Amazon or should we do a 7.4 Atlas Air? We'll have to see it. But I remember just flying turboprops during peak season, the entire cargo bin was full. And the only other time that I've seen it full other than peak season was Mother's Day. I remember I took a Beech 99 one time and it was completely full. I'll have to see if I can find the picture. It was full to the top to bottom with, I think it was From You Flowers or something like that, or just a bunch of different flower companies, flower delivery companies, flower boxes. And I have a picture of it somewhere, literally top to bottom of flowers on Mother's Day. So other than Mother's Day, this is peak season, basically November through the first of the year. So I know we all like to order stuff and we want it now, but there are, stuff's going to get delayed. Just try to give your delivery man a break if you can help it. MFG Crosswind rudder pedals, those are the ones that I've heard have been real good. Do I love the 340 more than the 380? Yes, sir, I do. Just from a visual aspect. I've never flown on a 380. I've never even been in a 380 cockpit. But just from a visual aspect, I think the 340 looks pretty sweet. I think the 340 might be one of the best looking birds. 340 and the 350. 350 for the modern. 340 just big. Look at this engine view here. This is not quite this angle. Right about this angle. This is my favorite angle right here where you can stack both pods. Phenom 300 in the FedEx livery. God, Christian, I'm gonna time you out here for 5 minutes. Still waiting for the turboprop guides, Conrad. Oh man, there's so much I want to do. I need about 36 hours in a day. If we could adjust life to be 36 hours of daylight, then I might be able to get more stuff done. But yeah, I know, man. I'd love to be in the old King Air too. I haven't flown the King Air in forever. 737-200 cargo. Ooh, maybe we can do that. I have to put a poll up. I'll put a poll up. If you're a member, I'll put a poll up this week for our Freight Dog Friday. We'll do a stream on Friday. It'll probably have to be a little bit early because I have to get up extremely early on Saturday. I'm fishing a tournament, so I got to drive 3 hours out of the way to go fishing. So it'll have to be an earlier stream on Friday, but I'm down to do a Freight Dog Friday stream. A300 FedEx. Ooh, we haven't flown the A300 in a while. That would be good. That would be good. Word says I flew 208s and flew shoes and Amazon boxes for a month straight. There you go. All right, I think it's time we start prepping for our approach because we are, yes indeed, we are getting close. So I'm going to go ahead and get this back up a little bit here. Bring up our internal sound just a little bit. Bring back some of that immersion sound. And let's take a look at our approach. So we're going to get rid of this. We don't need this. I have the VHHX charts here that we're going to use. We're going to go over. This is from an old VATSIM event, which is really awesome. But they even have this here. I'm going to go here, pull this up. And first things first, let's go perf page. And let's load up what Active Sky has got here. Let me go briefing. Right now, looks like Hong Kong approach is online. That's cool. We have weather conditions 1020. Temperature of 15. Winds are 040 at 2 meters, so 7. Let's call it 7. 040 at 7. That'll make the approach a little bit interesting. And I'm going to put a reference in here at 900 feet just for me. And that's our perf data. Cool. All right, so let me show you here plan mode. We're going to zoom it down. Just like before. Here's our CH, but now this is what makes the Toliss bird really nice flying this approach. Yep, bass fishing. I'm a big bass fisherman, man. Let's see here. So, CH, if you guys remember from the 7.4 stream, we only were able to get DME off this. We weren't able to get any radials. But because we have a nav database, and we're FMS and INS and all that good stuff, we can load this up here, and it loads up perfectly. So CH, Chung Chao, 112.3, auto-tuned in there. We're going to fly 270 outbound. This says at 8,000 feet, so we're going to descend across that at 8,000, hopefully. And then from there, we're stepping over to Gulf. This is our above 180 knot turn here. So we're a little bit heavy to do a 180. I mean, we probably can do it right at 180. I'm going to do the above 180 turn, which it already has programmed here. You can see that's why it's got that weird little S turn, and it has you kind of come back to the Sierra Lima VOR. From there, we can descend to 4,500 feet and intercept the approach. Now, I'm only going to arm the approach after passing this NDB inbound. From there, we're going to basically track it just like a regular ILS until we get to the middle marker, which then we will break off and hand fly. So that's all in the box. RadNav page, we got RW tuned up here in the ADF. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put ADF 1 on my side here so I can pull this back out. So I'll actually have the RW, which is Hong Kong NDB, tuned in on my NDB. And I think I can put in... I really don't need to put in the other ones right now just because they're already in the box. I would say we could hard tune. We could hard tune the Sierra Lima NDB. Let me see if I can do that real quick here. Sierra Lima I want the one 129 miles away. Perfect. So I'm going to actually put up both NDBs. So now, again, we can verify. Remember, this is the bearing, 360 bearing. So if you go to rows, actually don't even need it. We're out of range. But once we pick up the NDB, we'll be able to verify that this is the right waypoint, the 360 bearing, too shallow one. Then we'll continue with the approach, a right-hand turn around. So everything looks pretty good there. We're going to be auto brake 3 on landing. And how's our VAP speed looking? Descent to 77320 looks good. Our VAP is 150 knots, so that's good. It's not super fast. Not super fast. Alpha is out here. 8,000 for the crossing. I just want to double check, verify that this is a hard altitude over CH Chengchao. Chengchao altitude constraint 8,000. That's where we're going to be headed to next. I'm going to go ahead and set 8,000 now until I hear something different from Hong Kong approach. Right now we're approaching top of descent in 13 miles. We got 8,000 set. We're auto brake 3 for landing. Flaps config full reverse. That's all I got. Any questions? No questions. Godspeed. Here we go. Just about to start down. How do you get the nav data corrected for VHHX so you can find that? So Eric, I was saying this earlier. In this, number one, this chart is from, I got it off Google. I think it's an old VATSIM event. But in X-Plane, you have this NDB or you have this DME station and you have this NDB and you have the localizer. So all these, most of the stuff is there other than the marker beacons. They don't give you audio, so you have to kind of be careful. And I don't know if this NDB station is in play as far as a hard nav aid, but it is in the FMS database if you have a current nav database, which I do, courtesy of, what is it called? That nav, what is this? Avitap? No, Navigraph. So here we go. Let's go ahead and manage the descent. We'll push you down. Mock descent. Down we go. Make sure nobody's below us here on the map page. Everyone's lined up. Perfect. Man, that 7.4 just ripped everybody. He's way out there. All right, mock descent. Here we go. But if you have a current nav database and you're doing this approach in a FMS-driven aircraft, it's not too hard to get it set up properly. Wow, look at the sky colors right now. But yeah, see, let's check frames. Frames are 26. There's still something going on. Definitely something still going on, but it's way better than it was before. But now, if you're flying an airplane that doesn't have an FMS and you want to do the IGS-13, take a look at the 74200 stream I did into Kitech. It has the China Airlines, even though we flew Cathay 74, it has the China Airlines logo. I think it was 3 or 4 streams ago. And if you just skip forward to the approach part, you'll see what I did, because the hardest part, if you don't have an FMS database, is to set up properly. And what I did is I just used the map mode. I hit the map key here, and what I did is I turned on compass rows. And you want to be established on that 270 radial outbound. And since X-Plane, we can't track this VOR, we can only get DME to it for some reason, you have to kind of cheat yourself on a 270 bearing with the compass rows. But once you cross Chengchao on the 270, you're pretty much set up to fly it in any airplane, because you can use an NDB bearing to start your turn here at Waypoint Golf, and then you fly over the NDB, and then you can intercept the localizer on 111.9. So the frequencies are in there to do it. Is it correct, identical to the book with middle markers and the missed approach NDB? Not necessarily, but it's in there enough to fly it, which is kind of why I want to challenge myself with the 727 at some point on this tour and try to fly the 727 in here, completely round gauge, no INS or anything like that. So, but you can do it. It just takes a little bit of finessing. You should go manage speed. I should go manage speed. Thank you, backseat driver. We are set up now with managed speed. Here's that econ descent window. Jeremy was talking about it on the last stream. So right now, the aircraft is pegged at the upper limit of the econ descent window to maintain our vertical profile. It can't go any further than that, so if we were to get high, there's really nothing else it can do other than, say, more drag, and you got to get the spoid brakes out there. Now, if the opposite were true, say you were low on profile, the aircraft would actually pitch up, and they would be riding the bottom of the descent window. Now, ATC can get pissed if you're in a really busy airspace like LA or East Coast, anywhere on the East Coast essentially. Then you'll just have to select speed because you cannot modify the econ descent window as just individually. You can't just say, oh, I want to shorten this window up here. And so if ATC says maintain 300 knots, right now I'm doing 320. So if ATC were to come on right now and say maintain 320, I'd actually select speed and then have to use a spoid brake to manage my profile. But in a situation like this, we're okay. We're going to let it rock with the econ descent window as we come on down. Miguel or Miguel Production says, hi, I'm on approach for you. Miguel, well, that is awesome. Thank you so much, man, for the ATC tonight. I look forward to it. Appreciate you jumping on, man. That's awesome. I think we are set up. We're pretty much set up for the approach. Should be fun. Use livery. Ailerons into the wind, the 7.4 on rental power, flying it like he stole it. Yeah, something about this livery it does look so professional, you know? Looks like Windows XP professional. Where'd the cards come from? I downloaded them. I found them online somewhere. I was just Googling for them. I have the original ones here. Like if I close this one out, so I actually found some original ones. I think is it this one? Yeah, so this is really cool. I saved this one because you can see here, whoever uploaded this obviously flew this approach in, and at some point there was a NOTAM that changed this altitude here. It changed it multiple times, so, or at least changed it one time. So instead of 1702 and 1777, it was NOTAM to 1716 and 1731. And that's how we did it. I mean, when you had paper plates, cross it out, write the new chart on, write the new altitude on there, and then when you got a revision, I mean, does this have a revision date? 1996, good God. So when you got a revision, you threw that chart out. If you didn't recheck the NOTAMs, hopefully you remembered to update your notes that you put on there. So it was cool. That's why I saved this one, because he actually wrote on there. But this is the same, essentially it's the same information here that I have, but it's a little bit easier to read on this one here. This also has some departure procedures. There's our ping. Hong Kong approach, contact me on 19-1. A Ryer. Oh, I'm gonna have to adjust the camera view so I can change. I don't know if I can. I'll be able to change. There we go. Left control 5. That way we can see the box and do the radios. 19-1. Here we go. Hong Kong, good evening. Cathay 357 Heavy. We're 21.6 descending 8,000.
Cathay 357 Hong Kong approach, squawk 5302.
Squawk 5302, Cathay 357 Heavy.
Cathay 357 again, negative, squawk 5202.
5202, Cathay 357 Heavy. 5202, there it is.
Cathay 357 Hong Kong approach identified, descend 8,000 feet by Charlie Hotel, QNH 1020, expect the IGS 13 approach.
Alright, descend and maintain 8,000 by the Charlie Hotel VOR and 1020 in the meter for Cathay 357. Alright, so 1020 in the meter is set, and does this have a transition altitude on here? Is it like 9,000?
This is Cappy Pacific. Hong Kong approach, this is Cappy Pacific 198 with you at flight level 22, descending down to flight level 200.
Cathay 197 Hong Kong approach, squawk 5203.
Okay, we'll turn that down.
Can you please repeat the squawk one more time?
Cafe 197 squawk 5203.
Taking best to see how many times Nag and Norris shouts bank angle. Hey man, no bank angles on this approach. We're
Squawk
gonna get.
5303, Cafe 198.
We're gonna nail it, man. Gosh, that's a lot of NDBs. Makes me feel stupid not knowing how to properly track them. Sam, it's so easy. It's so easy. It's stupid on NDBs, man. Especially in modern jets. I mean, it's you literally as long as the needle is pointing in the general direction that it's supposed to be, you're doing it right. That's it. There's no CDI deflection or anything.
Squawk 5203. Correction, squawk 5204.
Squawk 5304, Philippines 611.
With you. Did you say with you?
611, negative squawk 5204, 5204.
Roger, 5204.
Oh man, he's probably in the stream too.
Philippines 611.
4:30 a.m. Hong Kong at the moment. So full respect to the controllers out there. Damn, 4:30 in the morning.
Captain 197 Hong Kong approach identified. Fly heading 220.
My palms are already starting to get a little sweaty here.
Cafe 197.
All right, we're 61.
That was for Cafe 197, not Philippines 611.
What's our landing time here? Ooh, 51. It should be juicy. As long as we're down by 10, Zulu, should be pretty good. All right, 8,000 by Charlie Hotel. We're looking good. I'm gonna want to slow down too, because this outbound 180 on the turn. So
Philippines 611, turn right heading 31.
I think we're okay right now, but.
Right heading 310, Philippines
Oh,
611.
I heard the triple chirp. That's awesome. Did you hear it? Did you hear that? When he keyed up the radio, you heard the chirp in the background.
911, descending out on flight level 20.
11,000 for transition.
Yeah,
Thank you, William.
arrival.
I don't know why I said 9. I was thinking 9. Let's say 11.
Walker 911, Hong Kong approach, squawk 5211.
Thank you.
5211.
5211, working 911.
Beautiful sunset. Approach into Kai Tech. Let's go ahead and turn that seatbelt sign on. Meow.
KLM 22, Hong Kong approach, are you established?
Just now.
KLM 22, Golf Roger. Winds 1403 knots, runway 13, clear to land.
Checking in and looking for higher. It's above you, Robert.
Philippines 611, thank you. Track direct Charlie Hotel.
Direct Charlie Hotel is Philippines 611.
Palm sweaty isn't a bad thing, boss. If you start white knuckling the stick, I'm out of the back with the chute. Yeah. Hopefully no white knuckling. No white knuckling, man. Palm sweaty.
Cafe 197, right heading.
Knees weak, mom spaghetti. Something like that, right?
Right heading 370. Cafe 197.
We're going to have to slow down here at some point. So we're 12. There's Hong Kong. Starting to see the lights already. We're 12.2 for 8. CH is 26 miles, so 8, 19, 11, 12, 4, 8, 12 miles out would be 3-degree pass. So we're actually looking good. We're ahead of time. Here's our decel point to 250, which is good, that little pink dot. But I'm a scaredy cat, so I'm going to automatically dial it back just a little bit early. Nothing wrong with being ahead on this approach. We're going to select speed 250. Let's go ahead and start slowing down. I want to stay on profile, so I'm going to crack the spoid brake.
Approach, this is Cafe 198.
And we're going to go ahead and activate and confirm.
Heading again.
Cafe 197, heading 270.
Activated and confirmed.
Heading 270.
Affirm.
Been a few mornings you've been wandering around the Shatsui at 4:30 a.m. Bank angle check. I should be writing up an essay, but this is too entertaining. Well, hey, there's always time for essays after the approach, right? Appreciate the dedication, man. All right, there we go. There's our transition. 1020 on the meter is set. 1020, 1020, and 1020 over there. Stow the spoid brake. That's me. I had the spoid brake out, leveled to hear the thrust up.
Okay, 911, start descent, land level 140.
Oh man, this is looking good.
Stop descent 120.
Man, look at that Hong Kong down there. Holy juice right now. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button for that, because that is just straight out of the juice pocket. But on the surface, he looks calm and ready. There you go, Danny. There you go. Somebody picked it up, a little M&M. Look at that, downtown Hong Kong. That looks freaking sweet. That's where we're landing, right there. Yeah, that's where we're landing. That's the plan, anyway. That is the plan.
Cathay 357C, indicate airspeed.
Cathay 357, we're doing 250 knots.
Roger, thank you. Philippines 613C, indicate airspeed.
We're doing 279 knots, down to 250.
Yep. You got caught speeding, sir.
Philippines 611, maintain 240 knots.
So maintain 240 knots, Philippines 611.
Oh man, look at that. Same view we had with the 74200 not too long ago. It's part of Kowloon Fun Area, great establishments.
Expect the Alice 07 center approach, track direct lines descend 4,000 feet by lines, QNH 1020.
Expect LS 07 cent, push direct limes and descent 4,000 by limes on QNH 1020, working 911.
Alright, so there's the new Hong Kong, right? And then here's our NDB over here we gotta turn. Look at this. Perfect timing with the lights too. I was a little concerned that we were gonna be a little late and it would be too dark, but as long as we don't have to go around, I think we're gonna be set. So here's the thing. Checkerboard Hill is in the proper... Oh, someone's on the turn right now. Look at that. See him down there turning? Are you kidding me?
357 from Charlie Hotel, you cleared the IGS runway 13 approach, report establishment of the localizer.
Alright, after Charlie Hotel cleared IGS 13 approach, we'll report established on the localizer, Cathay 357. I was just late there, but he just turned around. That was the coolest thing. So there's Checkerboard Hill. There's the proper Checkerboard Hill. So we're going to follow this in, hit the hill, and turn right. That was so cool. We just saw him as he was landing. That was epic. All right, let's go ahead and pay attention here. We're going to dial it back to 200 on the speed. Right now, as we get ready to cross over, we're cleared approach. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the wing light on, and all my lights are jacked up on this one. So I'm just going to go runway and turn off camera on. And we'll go nose light on. But that was epic seeing that guy landing there just at the right time. Alright, after we cross, let's go ahead and start. Oh, it's 210 max at golf. So 200. Let's go ahead, VFE next, minus a lot, flaps 1. We're at 8,000. After Charlie Hotel, we're going to set 6,000 for golf.
Turn right to Charlie Hotel, Cafe 197.
So here is Charlie Hotel, 1 mile.
If not already, descend 8,000.
So look, here's our bearing pointers, Sam. It's a 360 bearing for golf on ADF2. So ADF2, I'll get rid of one so it's less busy. So as soon as the tail of this is at 180 and the head is pointing to 360, that means you're at the proper waypoint. VFE next minus 10, flaps 2, 6,000 set, open descent. Here we go, thrust idle, open descent. I'm actually going to dial it back to 190. I'm going to get my audios back up here. So as far as the NDB is concerned, when the head of this needle is pointing at 360, that's it. That's close enough. That's your bearing 2. And we don't have to track it because we have our FMS set up to take us on the turn above 180 knots. But where it's key is after we establish at 6,000, we need to set 4,500, because if you don't start the descent down over Sierra Lima NDB in time, you're going to end up being high, and then that's the last thing you want, is to be high on this approach trying to get stable. It's just a no-no. I'm going to try not to hit the hill, Christian, jeez. Okay, so here comes Golf. We're going to level at 6. We're 190 knots, flaps 2. Spoid brakes are stowed. As soon as we go into alt mode here, so there's alt star. As soon as we hit alt, I'm going to set 4,500 for the Loc D15. So look at our bearing pointer. It should match up pretty much at Golf. This bearing pointer is going to be pointing at 360, which is the 360 bearing to the station. There it is, right now. We're at 360 bearing 2, and the airplane is starting to turn. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to set 4,500 feet in the window now. Now we cannot descend to 4,500 until passing the Sierra Lima VOR. I'm going to go ahead and dial it back to 180 on the speed. We're a little bit lighter than anticipated, so we could have made the tighter turn, but we're fine. We're going to stick at 180, flap config 3. And now we're just waiting to pass the Sierra Lima VOR. I'm sorry, NDB. Once we pass that, I'm going to arm the approach. And it's basically an ILS at that point until we get down to our minimums. My 380 Ti just arrived. The stream too good to turn off computer and install. Oh man, I appreciate that. Well, hopefully we'll be on the ground in just a few minutes and you can get in here and start flying that approach with the 380 Ti overclock. That's awesome, man. Good deal.
Still a little quiet.
Alright, so 4,500 is set. We have to cross over the Sierra Lima NDB, and then I'm going to go open descent down to 4,500, and then we will arm the approach. I'm not arming it just yet because we got a little bit of an S-turn thing going on here. I want it to just fly it and manage. It's coming back around for that radius of turn. We were above 180, which is fine. Okay, we're 1.3 from the NDB.
Direct climb, Soroka 911.
So much different flying this in this airplane than the 7.4 when it was all round gauge. This is, you have much more, you have a lot more information. Alright, I'm going to cheat just a little bit because I know it's going to lag just a tad. So here we go, open descent, 4,500 feet blue. There is the Sierra Lima NDB. Down we go. Let's go ahead and arm the approach. Glide slope blue, Loc blue, cat 1. Autopilot 1+2. Down we go. So we're flap 3. All we got to do is put the gear down on the spoil brakes, go flap full. Nope.
Copy 197 from Charlie Hotel, cleared the IGS-13 approach.
Loc star. So we've captured the localizer. Glide slope star. The go around is 4,500 feet, so that is set. So now we can report established inbound. We have positive trend. We've got a positive ID where we are on the Loc and the slope, and we're Cat 3 dual.
Clear to ITF 1, runway 13 approach, Cat 3 Pacific 197. 190.
Hong Kong approach, Cat 357, established IGS-13.
Cat 357, Hong Kong approach, thank you, winds 1705 knots, runway 13, clear to land.
13, clear to land, Cat 357. Alright, we are clear to land. Flyby. Oh, look at that flyby. Are you kidding me with the sun going down? Over the new Hong Kong? That's cool. Alright, I do have Track IR installed for this approach, so I'm going to do a little testing here, make sure, oh, that's why we test it before the approach. I'm going to set my view here. Alright, so I got Track IR running for the turn here, because it is very, it's almost necessary. We're going to let the airplane fly it just a little bit longer, and then I will turn it off. Why was LS off? I forgot. I got it on last second there. Should have had that on in my brief. Hashtag fake pilot. So the checkerboard is right there. There she is. We're going to cross those buildings at about 1,000 feet. So I got to remind myself,
Philippines 611, confirm yes.
make sure I start the turn prop a little bit earlier than I want to. Because 150 knots, if you're late, you're going into the terrain.
2,500.
1020 is set on the Barrow. Let's go gear down from the outside view, because why not? Extra juice here for cinematic purposes.
Traffic 197, reduce 17 knots. Question
17 knots, Captain 197.
Traffic 197, sorry, 170 knots.
Miss Jungle says we're a little light on the lights. Uh-oh.
Reduce speed to 170 knots, Captain 197.
Another chase.
Now please establish.
All right, here we go. Track IR coming on.
Roger, thank you.
Spoil brake arms.
Approach runway 13, number 2. Winds 1, correction,
Manage the
070,
speed.
5 knots.
Flaps full.
Approach runway 13, number 2, Philippines 611.
Set my mic here. All right, let's hand fly this, shall we? Autopilot's coming off. Flight director's off. Give me the bird. Maximum birds in chat.
2,000.
I'm actually going to keep the LS push button up there. Oop, cabin check. I'm going to keep the LS push button just for a little bit longer here. So we're visual with the checkerboard, 160 knots. Landing checklist, cabin crew advise, auto thrust speed. ECAM memo, landing all green. Landing checklist
197, reduce to 5 knots
complete.
speed.
Ooh, a little bit low, correcting.
Captain 197.
So checkerboard right there.
Reduce to 5 knots approach speed.
Down to final approach speed, Philippines 611.
All right, I'm not going to pay attention to chat anymore. We'll try not to crash.
Walker 911 from lines via tonic, you cleared the Islands 07 center approach. Report established.
Flight Atlas 07 center from lines via tonic, Walker 911.
Following the about 1,000 feet as you come over here, these buildings. We're right at the checkerboard. I might cheat just a little bit left, like some guys were saying they did in real life. Obviously, don't want to cheat left just yet as we go into these buildings. Maybe we should come in a little bit lower for cinematic purposes. Alright, so there's our 1,000 over the buildings. We're looking good.
Minimum.
I'm going to go LS button off so I'm not distracted. We're completely visual. Visual with the checkerboard. At this point, fly the airplane.
500. 400.
A little bit low. That's that building, the RA going off the buildings almost. That's what it sounds like.
Continue on the Aperture
400. 400.
Here we go, and 3, 2, 1, in the turn. Here we go. Crank it over.
400.
Bank angle check.
300.
Golly. We'll start to see the pappies. I'm a little low. Shallow it out just a tad. There we are. 2 whites, 2 reds. We're looking good. Oh, nice turn. Nice turn. Way better than I did in the 7.4. A little bit of a crosswind. Gonna let that wind push me back over. I don't want to get overzealous with the corrections here.
100.
Just let that wind kind of push me back on center line.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 10. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse green. We are down. Oh, I have all my landing rates on now. Whoo! 70 knots. Manual brakes. Ladies and gentlemen.
357, expedite vacate.
Alright, we'll expedite for Cathay 357. This is this is a tight one here. Okay. Eee. Little juice, little juice. 348, that seemed firm. It didn't feel firm, but I guess it was firm. This one said 277, the other one was in the 300s as well. I did add that third one because I saw you can, thank you to whoever showed me in the Discord to move it. So we've got all the landing rates on now, so I don't want to hear it. We've got every landing rate plug-in there is going.
Traffic 357, welcome to home. Correction card pack. Taxi Bravo 1, stand of choice.
Bravo 1, stand of choice. Thank you for the ATC for Cathay 357. Look at this guy coming around the turn here. That is awesome. Nice lineup for that guy too. Nice lineup, whoever that is. All right, let's go ahead and stow the brakes. Let's get the flaps up. We're coming in here with all of our lights on, like crazy people. Go into auto, back to nose light only. Get the wing light off. We got a lot of replays to watch. That was a good lineup for that gentleman there too. Big bus firm landing around. That was a margarine. That wasn't margarine. That was butter. Hey, we got a frozen hard butter emoji for a reason. I'll take a frozen butter on that one. I want to see where we touch. I forgot to look and see where we touched down at. I got a little bit distracted there. Whew. Can't wait to see the replay on that. So Delta 1 stand of our choice. Is there someone? Oh, there's someone else coming in on the approach too. So we got to go over to the hill. We got to shut this puppy down. Let's get the APU burning so we can watch other people come in. Why are my spoid brakes still up? Oh, taxiing in with my spoid brakes up like a noob. There we go.
611, welcome to car pack. Bravo 1, stand of choice.
I've seen Cathay's park in that hard stand over here, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna take the hard stand.
You too.
I believe these are all sunken in real life.
Established LS 07.
So these lights, I think, were sunken in.
Thank you. Winds 0705 knots, runway 07 center.
We're gonna come over here. We're gonna take this hard stand because I want to be able to watch real-time Kitech spotting.
Wind 0705 knots, runway 13, clear to land.
Clear to land, Cafe 197.
This is so realistic and enjoyable. I'm glad you like it, Elite. Driving across the taxiway signs there probably wasn't the most realistic, but in real life, I'm pretty sure these were all sunk in the ground. Here comes somebody on final two. So we're gonna juice it up here, juice me to the spot, and then we're gonna ghost ride it in here. Flying with Mike, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. It says awesome landing, a lot of butter grease behind you. Oh yeah, sir. Thank you so much for the $5 bomb. I appreciate that, sir. Oh, here comes another airplane. All right, that's close enough. I like seeing people's lineups. All right, here we go. I'm going to hold the brakes so we are hopefully stopped wherever we are. Here comes another A340. He's in the turn. So the checkerboard's right there. Nice job, dude. Let's see how his lineup is. Oh, he's looking good. Oh, maybe a little bit of an overshoot. Not really. Oh no, he was spot on too. That was cool. That was a good turn. Nicely done. Another 340. I wish we had sounds of AI aircraft. So this mod is in the mod for the hill. This displaced threshold and the Pappies are in the Asia Pacific section of the Discord. Oh, that was a terrible parking job, but hey, what are we gonna do about it? Let's just go ahead and set the brake here. We got our APU on. 3 and 4 can come down. 1 and 2 can come down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kitech. Hope you enjoyed that, because I sure did. I think we got one more gentleman about to come in as well. So we're shutting down, we're spooling down. Here comes that Philippine Airbus. This is multiplayer. Yeah, these are all real people. So here you could see my turn on the map, which we did pretty good. We definitely did better than when we flew the 7.4 in here, and I overshot the turn pretty significantly.
Vacating to the left.
But the wind helped me on this one because the wind was coming just a little bit out of the northeast, so it kind of helped push you back to the final approach course.
Thanks for your service.
All right, let's head over here. So this is where we're going to watch our replay too, but the roof of, is it this building? I think it's this roof. So there's the checkerboard. And there should be someone. Oh, he's still out there. Is he landed? Wait, is he in Hong Kong? He might be at Hong Kong. I don't think he's coming in here, actually. Let's go look for him. He might not be coming in here. Then one check, and then we're going to get on the replays. 8 runs in the win says 100 stunning and awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. That was a lot of fun. This approach, we can't not fly it again. Maybe with the 7.2. Yeah, it looks like he's on the ground in Hong Kong. So here we go. Thank you for the ATC and Hong Kong. Thanks again for the ATC tonight. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for flying in. See you next time.
All right, so we're going to disconnect.
Hong Kong Tower, this is Cafe 1 and 7. I guess I'm going to taxi out.
So we're going to disconnect from that sim. We're going to watch our replay. And let's back it up. We got some more replays on this one. This is going to be, perfect spot. Let's watch it from the holy crap view first. I'm going to put you guys into replay mode. Let's enjoy this. Exclamation point scenery for the scenery. And then to get the proper checkerboard hill location, Pappy and displace threshold, Hotspo or Hogelteutsch has a mod to the scenery, which is in the Discord under the Asia Pacific Tour section. So it's in the Discord. Check it out. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is what Team Vodka was telling me when he flew this approach in real life as a passenger. It's like you're literally looking at people hanging laundry as you make this turn around here. I mean, it looks like the wing is in the ground almost. Oh man. Ooh, a little bit of aileron. Do you see that little spoileron come up there? That's cool. Absolutely elite. They definitely are. In fact, I use the sim to get myself ready for recurrent training all the time. It definitely can be used as a tool. That seemed like a pretty good landing. I wonder if it's still funky with the center wheel. All right, we're going to watch a bunch of different ones, but let's watch this one here because I can't wait to see this one. So here's our turn. So this said 276. Get rid of that one. So we lined up all right. A little bit to the left of center line. Just have that wind push me over. Over the displaced threshold. Now we're correct for a little bit of crosswind, a little bit, try to decrab it. Where do we land at? Let's see. We are, oh man, we are almost right on the touchdown marks. So that's what that triple box is. Oh, we literally hit the touchdown box. Check this out. This is cool. This is cool. Well, we got more. We got to see replays from farther out, but this is really cool to see this right on the box. So this is where you want to smash it. Not really smash it, but you want to hit this box right here. Oh, right on the box. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right, let's watch more. Let's watch more from the wing view. How about this wing view? Back it up. Miss Jungles, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you have a better evening. Hope you get some rest. Have a good day tomorrow. Thank you, Miss Jungles. Definitely makes you nervous in this Inertia Records. Was this airport closed in real life? When they closed this, there was a lot of upset simmers. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. I am definitely going to be watching multiple replays here. I'm going to get a little background music for y'all. I hope you enjoyed this one because this was so much fun. This is probably one of my more memorable. Kite Tech has been pretty memorable for me in X-Plane. Just flying in here. Even the 7.4, now this bird. We're going to have to hit it up again. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and you want to see more of this. But all my mods, thank you for coming to the stream tonight, hanging out with us, keeping the chat in line. All my new members, subscribers, donors, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everyone else just hanging out in chat, I love you guys just as much. Thank you for your viewership. And if you can like this content, like I said, consider subscribing to the channel. There's plenty more to come. So I'm going to leave you guys with some replays. And just before I get out of here, there's always a shot of like the airplane between buildings. Let's see if we can find a good view. But we're going to watch multiple angles here. So until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Oh, yeah, look at that. Hope y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya.
Hundred above.